Cravers, and welcome to the CTG Podcast. It is October the... fuck.
First time we've done this
is not
before.
No, this is not. This has been...
You've got to keep this in now.
I know I do.
Unedited.
Just a little bit. That bit there, me. Well, let's just explain this a little bit. This is what I'll take number 3.
Shall I do this?
4?
Yeah,
you do the intro for
Hello,
once.
everybody, and welcome to the CTG Podcast, where, as normal, as usual, we are probably on our 3rd attempt to streaming this, because, as normal, it never goes well. It never goes according to plan.
Oh, we're professional and professionals.
Which is great about most live programs and stuff like that. And us being British, we thrive on things going wrong.
Yeah, it basically makes our days. But yeah, so it's October 2018, it's episode 169. As always, you have me, GD, and you've got my co-host, IRN RYN. How are you, mate?
I am alright.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
The last time you asked me, which was like 80 seconds ago.
Yeah, I know. Everything is slowly. I don't know what's happening with my camera. It's having its own little moment at the moment, but who gives a shit? So, mate, where do we start with this?
EGX.
Let's just start with EGX. We was talking
Let's
about.
go straight to this.
Let's go straight to shit. So, let's just say this. So, it is October. The nights are getting longer. We are coming to what the opposite of daylight savings, daylight giving.
No, nighttime savings.
Nighttime savings. We save the night.
Savor the night time.
Yes,
We wake up
night
in
for
the night.
us.
We have our tea in the night.
Yes.
We have no day.
Yes, and of course this is technically your month, mate. It's we've got Halloween at the end of the month, and oh, we are so looking forward to this. Which we will talk a little bit more about in a bit. But first, let's talk about what we did at the end of last month. It was EGX.
We all met up.
We all met up.
We all met up.
Let's go this. Most of us met up. There was
We met up in batches.
batches. So EGX, if people do not know what EGX is, it is the largest game expo in the UK. It's basically our chance to have a go of games which are going to be coming out in the next 6 months, I would say, off the top of my head. There was quite a few good games there. But Ryan, was there any games in particular that you enjoyed that you saw there for yourself?
No.
No. Wow. Oh.
A long story short, I went and there was loads of queues.
Hey, how you doing, Rick?
There was queues like everywhere. It was a queue convention. It was a convention of queues.
It's
for
British.
things that I wanted to play. Eh?
It's British, mate. Of course, it's a queue convention. Yeah.
Yeah. We needed to push in, I think.
Yeah, I feel the thing is, this isn't our first EGX. We've been to this. Is this your third now or something like that?
No, I think it's like my 5th.
Your 5th. This is about my 4th or 5th now as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is with this one is that it's been taken over by a new company.
It was
EGX
a lot
has.
better when a lot less people heard about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Well, I went.
Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I went for 2 days. You went for just the Saturday, didn't you? And I would say I enjoyed the second day more than the first day, for the fact that it wasn't as busy. But like I said, there was a few things that you did there. Is there anything that really stood out for you in particular?
There's games that I wanted to play. I wanted to play Tomb Raider. I wanted to play Spider-Man. But I've already played Spider-Man.
I've completed Spider-Man now. We're not going to go into Spider-Man. We talked a lot about Spider-Man last month.
But I noticed there was a lot of games there that were already out or out within the next month, and I don't know. I was a little bit let down by that because there was nothing that jumped out. Like Anthem, I would have liked to have seen Anthem there.
Yeah. So I would like to see something like that. It's like there's a bit of Fallout there in a way, but there wasn't any way that you actually got a chance to play the game, which
is a shame, really, because we've seen game footage. I don't know why we couldn't. I mean, was the Call of Duty there?
I think so.
But then that's out now anyway.
Actually, thinking of it, that's a good point. I don't think there was Battlefield or Call of Duty there. There probably was, and we just didn't really actually look for it. No offense to they're not really games that actually kind of stand out for me. Thinking, the first thing I want to go through there, I want to go and play Call of Duty Black Ops 4. But no, they probably were there, but they probably weren't actually as stood out as much as they possibly did. I think the game that really took people back was that Metro Exodus was there.
Yeah.
And a game which I'm going to talk about in a bit was there as well, which I'm happy that I had a go of a little bit. But I think the biggest surprise for both of us was that Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
So we both went to a well, they were doing the podcast, weren't they? Basically.
Yeah.
Where they because when we went, I think the Forsaken Shore, is it Forsaken?
Yeah, Forsaken Shores.
No, sorry, Forbidden Shores.
Forbidden Shores.
Yeah, had
Forsaken
just
Shores.
no, Forsaken is Destiny 2.
I'm just not so sure.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, but yeah, the Forbidden Shores had just come out on the couple of days before we went to EGX, and I think none of us actually had a go of it at that time, or we had a brief go of it. But they ended up talking to us a little bit about the actual expansion that had come out, and also what they actually got plans later down the line. Which more the thing that shocked me the most about it was that it's been 6 months since that game's been out now.
It seems longer, doesn't it?
It does.
That's
feel,
what they said as well.
It does feel a lot longer, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think one of my favourite things, if I can find it, I think I've got it down here. I think you've got yours somewhere. I might not.
No, I gave mine away.
You gave yours away?
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you give it?
I gave mine away to a bigger Sea of Thieves fan than
me.
me.
Did you give it to Matt?
No.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the one thing that we really enjoyed while we was there was that we got given still one of my favourite things from EGX. This Sea of Thieves notebook with the pencil and
the map.
Oh,
tilt it back a bit so you liken it.
I think it is. Is that better?
That's it. Tilt
there
it back,
you go. Yeah, that is
a map on there. It's a little bit dark, but.
And of course, on the other side as well, you got.
There you go. You see it better when you tilt it to the right.
Oh, this way.
No, tilt it to the right.
We'll do that. That's not going to help.
You don't know your left and right, do you?
No, I don't. That's my right.
Well, we can see it anyway.
Yeah, so you got a nice thing, and more importantly, like I said, you got the pencil as well, which I really love.
I got them at a sign, mine at the time.
I got two. I got Joe, three sheets.
Did you get
Nate, and
the
Craig.
picture inside it as well?
Which one?
Is it on inside?
Was it in the back or?
Yeah. Oh, look! He didn't even.
Oh no!
Race for him.
Oh no! I didn't get a picture.
Yeah, you did. Everyone got one.
I didn't.
It's either at the front or the back.
Oh, is it in the front?
Yeah. It's actually in the book. It's not separate.
Oh, that picture. That picture you're on about. That is, yeah.
Did you not know that was in there?
I did not know that was in there, mate. No.
Yeah, look how wicked that looks.
I know, it's a beautiful picture. But like I said, we got this. Yeah, you go ahead and say it, mate.
We got that, and we got a code for a figurehead.
Yeah.
For the Perfect Dark game.
Yeah. So, this is the third figurehead that they've done based on the rare games. So they've done one for Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. Which and of course the Perfect Dark, and they've just brought another one out which isn't available for everyone yet because I think it was released at I think it was PAX West, but no, it was I think it's New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. It's the skeleton from Killer Instinct, which I don't remember the name of. Why do I break stuff? Because it's me, Kev. That's what I do best.
Jess says I'm taking credit for finding the picture, so it was Jess that found it.
It was Jess found it. Okay, it's a nice picture. I'm happy that I found that. Well, now that you find it.
Well, I didn't find it.
Well, Jess found it, yeah. But yeah, that was a surprise with the Sea of Thieves thing because they weren't actually planning to come to EGX.
No.
I think was it last minute, pretty much.
It was a week, and yeah.
Yeah, it's basically that the fans said, no, you really should be coming here. You're a UK developers. Why are you not?
They've been there as well before. I mean, Rare have been there before.
Oh
so
yeah, of course, yeah.
They didn't.
Well, the thing is, I think it was for the fact that Microsoft didn't really have a huge presence there this year.
They didn't. And that's probably why I was luckily interested in things. But
yeah, well, they had things like if you went to the Assassin's Creed Odyssey booth, it was on the Xbox, and they made sure they kind of said that this is running on our system. But they weren't actually there as a booth this year, which I kind of understand why, because they had a choice. There was another convention down in London the week before, which was Rooster Teeth, which, no offence, they would probably go to Rooster Teeth because there's such close ties with that company because of the Red versus Blue series in particular. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like that was a big miss from it. I think it would have been nice, but still, it was a really great weekend for us to go down there. Was there any other games that you spotted yourself that you were interested in?
No.
No, that was pretty much it.
Well, there was a lot of indie games there. I can't really remember a lot of them, but I mean, I wanted to have a go, but there was queues for everything, even the indie games.
Well, especially the more popular ones. I think there was one game that on the Sunday that I went and played, an indie game itself, which I'm just getting my notes up. That I did take. I took a few notes. Yeah, go ahead while I'm doing this.
Jess has just said Kingdom Hearts.
I was about so Kingdom Hearts 3 was there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. How the hell did we forget that one?
Oh, because I was going to talk about that in a minute. So yeah, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. So of course the lines were long there as well. Did you get a chance to have a go of it, or
no?
No.
No, but I am sorely into this game now because I mean I remember renting Kingdom of Hearts from Blockbuster.
If people don't know, Kingdom of Hearts was the prequel.
Yeah.
Before Kingdom Hearts.
I was never really into Final Fantasy games until this new Kingdom Hearts is coming out. Oh, it looks amazing. It looks brilliant.
Well,
I mean, we had our photograph taken in front of a giant. What you did as well.
Oh yeah, do it
in front of a giant Andy's room.
No, it's
didn't
all right, Jess. No, yeah. Oh yeah. So that's the great thing, which we will put up here now in post production. I had the photo with one of the Keyblades, which was from the Andy's room, very much. I think we've also got a picture of Ryan and Jess fighting over one as well. Yeah, there we go.
And we had a massive Keyblade as well.
Yes, so there was a massive Keyblade, pretty much bang in the middle of the Square Enix booth.
Bigger than my house.
Oh, yeah. But you didn't have a go of it. I did. I actually managed to have a go of it on the Sunday.
So what level did you play?
So I played the Toy Story level, which they're classing as Toy Box in the game. I don't know if this is what they're going to be calling it when the game comes out in January, but that's what name the game got. It was the Gamescom alpha build of it as well. I like to point out just to cover all our backs. Well, yeah, so I ended up having a go of it. It was more focused on the story side with this one, because you had a choice of two modes. You either had the Colossus one, which was more focused on the fighting, or the Toy Box, which mainly focused on the story. And of course, I'm more interested in the story than anything. And plus, no offense, I've played Kingdom Hearts, most of the games that are available. I've been to Hercules' land too many times now. I don't need to go back again. I know what it's like there.
What was it? Was it you I was watching, or I can't remember? But somebody was trying to fight the tiger from Aladdin on another Kingdom Hearts game, not the one that we went to see.
It probably wasn't me because was it me? I don't know. I think
Oh.
I've tried to stream some of Kingdom Hearts 2.8 prologue mix, whatever they're gonna call this now. But I might have streamed some of that. I don't remember if I did actually. But but yeah, like this one, I ended up doing Toy Story. I'm really looking forward to that game. Me actually playing it now has made me more excited for that game.
Yeah.
And the only thing is that I do recommend. It feels like it's better for people who have already played a Kingdom Hearts game, just for the fact that they've got an idea of what's happening with the story. Um, Not saying that they won't have it further down the line. I know that in the US they're releasing another Kingdom Hearts game at the end of this month, which is one of the most simple titles that they've put out so far. It's Kingdom Hearts: The Story So Far.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's got 6 playable games in this. This is $30, I think, $30 or $40. 6 playable games, and the rest of the other bits are just the cinematic, HD cinematics showing what's happening.
I could
So,
just watch that on YouTube.
I know you could just watch it on YouTube as well, but the only problem is it's not put in chronological order in the game.
Oh.
But you can easily find something that tells you, right, you're supposed to play this first, then this, then this, then this.
Yeah.
So it's not like you haven't got a way to not actually know what you're supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
But like I said, this game has about 12 games now, and it's up to its 3rd in its main title.
And it's out on Xbox as well.
Yeah, so yeah, this one's going to be coming out on Xbox and PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's going to be coming out on PC, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. And it is coming out January the 29th next year, that we know of. And I think we've seen that it's got Monsters Inc. They focus mainly on the Pixar stuff this year.
Yeah. Well, no, you got Pirates of the Caribbean as well.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, they've had Pirates of the Caribbean before. I think the main focus on the newer stuff is mainly the what's it called, the Pixar thing. So we've seen Monsters Inc. and we've seen Toy Story. I wouldn't be surprised if we see probably some Finding Nemo and probably a little bit of Wall-E in there as well down the line.
Oh, nice one.
But then we'll see what happens. My only fear is that they don't know. They put High School Musical in there. That does not need to be there. Then again, who doesn't want to go and fight some?
I want to beat Zac Efron up.
Yeah, let's beat Zac Efron up with a Keyblade. But
High School Musical. Is that really in there?
No, it's not.
Oh.
I'm just saying that I'll be surprised if it was. They kind of stay away from the Disney Channel stuff, don't they? It's mainly focusing on the stuff that everybody can see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's I enjoyed the series so far. So I'm happy that people are getting excited about this game, because it has been a game that we've been waiting for quite a long time now, and it's now actually coming out next year, which is great.
So what games have you been playing recently then, GD? Come on then, let's talk about the games that we've been playing.
What, recently, or because there's one more game I do want to talk about from you,
Go on then.
So there was an indie game that really did take my attention, and it is called Wargroove. Which is from the Chucklefish, who brought us. I'm trying to think. What did they bring us? Starbound.
Fish.
Starbound. They brought out. So it's. Have you played any games like Advance Wars on the Nintendo? No, you haven't. I was going to say, have you played Advance Wars on the Nintendo? Have you played Fire Emblem? No. Well, either way, it's a turn-based strategy game, but it's using pixelated characters in it. And the point of the game is that if you beat the opponent's captain, then you win the game. But the thing is, you basically take over certain like towers and barracks and stuff like that to make it so that you can build your army better. And you also get more money so you can buy more people to come into your army. But it's hard for me to explain it. All I'm saying is that I've really enjoyed it. It's coming out on Switch as well, which I'll probably end up buying it on, but it's also coming out on the PS4, Xbox One as well, and I think it should be coming out on the PC. They said that there's no release date yet, but they are going to be trying to get it out this year. But it's definitely a game that if you do enjoy things like Fire Emblem, Command and Conqueror might be a good thing, but you want more of a cartoony vibe of Command and Conqueror. It's definitely a game that is worth picking up when it comes out. But yeah, that is definitely something that really caught my fancy there. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Like I said, we saw Metro Exodus there as well, which I didn't have a go of. The lines were definitely too long for that.
Yeah, the booth was massive for it, wasn't it?
Oh,
At least they had its own building.
Oh god, yeah. We played Super Mario Party as well.
Oh, that was fun.
Which I
did really well on that.
You did really well. So who was it? It was me, you, Jess, and Doc, wasn't it? Or was it Tat?
Yeah, that's right. Doc. No, it was Doc.
No, Tat watched, didn't he? So we ended up playing 5 games of it. We did what they're classing as the Mario-thon in it.
Oh, yeah.
And I really loved playing that. I think
I enjoyed that.
But then again, I enjoyed the Mario Party series anyway. I didn't play 10 just for the fact that I felt like it was a bit too. Let's work together. No, it's Mario Party. You don't work together in Mario Party. It's supposed to be me versus him, and then me hating him afterwards. But to a point that I ended up buying the game.
You got it?
I got the game, yeah. I ended up getting the game when it first came out. So I've played a couple of the original traditional designs of it, which is the board game side. My only downside with that is that I feel like it's more of a watered down compared to older games that you've had in the series. So of course there's no Bowser spaces. They've been switched to what's it called? They've been switched. They're not Bowser because Bowser's now playing in this board game, which is annoying. But yeah, Rick, I'll talk about that in a second as well, mate. But yeah, I've had a go of that. I've played with my brother, and I've played with Hanksy on it so far, and we've really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the best Mario parties we've had so far for quite a while, in my opinion. And the new game modes that they've added into it as well. I do like the river rapids thing. They basically had an idea and said, "Rod, this works in this game. This works in this game. Why not have them both together?" And they've done that. And also they have got an online mode as well, which isn't. You don't use the traditional board. It's where like the Mario fun that we did.
Right. They've got their own little multiplayer take on it.
They've got their own little bits and pieces. It's sort of the stuff that you get in the mini games area, if anything. Which is, it's a good idea, but at the same time, it's look. I want to play. If I want to play online, I want to play it all together.
They've never done online very well.
Well, the thing is with their online full stop is because they've ended up now bringing that you've got to pay for online starting last month, and this is one of the first newest games that's actually done it. And no offense, their online sucks. Their online sucks really bad to a point that
you wouldn't want to pay for it.
I have. But I've paid $3.99. It's for a month. That's worth me having a go of it. And even if you haven't, you can also get I think it's 7 days trial. Like you would normally get with their online, even Xbox and PlayStation. But all I can say about their online is that they've got a long way to catch up with Sony and Microsoft.
All they need is party chat.
They need a good party chat. I would say that's. All they need is
party chat.
But then again, I don't think they just need party chat. I feel like they need a few other bits and pieces there. It's like one thing that I get from Sony and Microsoft is one thing that attracts me to their Gold and PlayStation Plus stuff is the games that you get with it.
Yeah.
Nintendo doesn't seem to understand that side of things yet. The thing's okay, you've got the NES games, but no offense, I'm not out there to play NES games. I'm there to play the games that are now out. And especially now it's been a year old, this system. I'm looking at some of the games that will come out on launch, or even some of the indie games that are available. I'm thinking, I'd rather pay, say, the same amount that I'm paying for the PlayStation and the Xbox memberships. I would pay that much, and you guys can guarantee me probably 2 of those indie games that come out in your system. I would be happy, and I would be willing to pay that much for that. And I know a lot of people will do that. But instead, we've ended up getting a pretty much what is the mini NES simulator onto the Switch, which I'm not playing. I've played a few of them, but I'm not actually thinking, you know what, this is worth the £4 that I'm paying for here.
They're just sort of like waiting for a bus game, aren't they? Really?
Well, yeah, that, and I'm the thing is, you've got. Look, I grew up Super Nintendo. That's where my era started. And so, in other words, the NES games don't really attract me. I'm interested in them. I feel like I've got to be interested in them, especially being in this industry. You've got to always look at the history of things. But I'm not there to. I won't go out and play.
No, they've moved on since then.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
we've played them now, and that's it. I mean, we only play them for a little bit of a nostalgic fix, if anything, really.
Especially when you've got Switch. This just came out at the end of last month. And you've got Super Mario Party, you've got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which is coming out. And then, of course, you've got Smash Bros. Coming out in December. They're the games that are attracting me at the moment. And, of course, there's a few indie games. I want to pick up Undertale on the Switch. Now that's been released onto it as well. And, of course, I've got Stardew Valley. So, you know, some of the actual big indie games that we've heard over the past couple of years. They're available on the system now. I'd rather go and play those than play the NES games that you've got in this library. Just for the fact that you're getting the same nostalgia feeling from them, but a little bit more updated because it's a smarter game than what they were.
Yeah.
But that's all my thought about this. At the moment, I don't think the online for the Switch is worth the money. The only thing I would say if it's worth the money is if you're playing those online games like Splatoon 2. It's like, what's it called? Even Fortnite.
Well, that's about it.
It's good for it. It feels like Nintendo has pretty much got my arm behind my back and saying, you want to play online now, you've got to pay us. And I know that they've warned us before the system came out. It just feels like you're twisting my arm to do this. While you've got, like I said, with...
it's not selling you, is it?
It's not. There's nothing there that's really saying this is worth the money. The only way you're saying this is, especially after having a year with the system of the online being free.
Yeah, the only reason I'd be into getting a Switch is just to play the Nintendo games themselves, and there'd be one player that wouldn't be playing like Zelda and Mario.
Yeah, well, then again, I would say some of the indie games that are only available on the Switch are worth the money as well. But like I said, I'm not buying the system for the fact of its online play. I'm going to play on my own. That's the thing is, I'm either playing on my own or I'm playing with someone who's sitting next to me. That is my couch co-op system, if anything. The thing is, I don't really care if I'm playing against. No offense, it's a Nintendo. It's still got that kiddie feel around them. The 10-year-old who's, I don't know, on the other side of the world.
No, it's definitely. I mean, I really enjoyed Mario Party when we were all playing it together. So it'd probably be like invite your mates round, have a few drinks, have a few laughs. I don't think I'd get the same feel if I was to play that online, especially if I've not got Party Chat as well.
Like I said, I've tried playing online. It just you definitely do not get that feel. But then again, I've not got that many friends who have got a Switch. Really, I think
the most interesting things at EGX weren't even game related.
No. What would you say was your most interesting thing?
Well, meeting you guys.
Oh yeah, of course,
it's always a pleasure to see you guys. But,
it's always a pleasure.
I think this was a better turnout for CTG, really. We had a hell of a lot more people show up than we did last time.
You saw Kev's face.
Saw Kev's face.
Which, for some weird reason, photos just...
a good-looking chap, isn't he?
I know. The only problem is, the cameras don't seem to pick his face up that well, does they? It's like just bad luck, isn't it?
Or
there's a box in the way. Yeah, I know.
Or there's my face over his face.
Yeah.
But no, Doc was there as well.
Yeah, Doc was there.
Matt as well.
Yes. Yeah. I'm happy that Matt also came down for the fact that he's not really comfortable with this kind of stuff, is he?
Well, I look forward to seeing him again in the future. Hopefully, if we were doing it again. I didn't see Hanksy and Heavenly.
The only other person that was a huge surprise for me, because we kind of knew we were going to see Kev at EGX. I think we knew about so many months.
Yeah.
It didn't really dawn to us. We never actually saw Jen's face before either.
No.
No,
well, I've never seen Jen. I mean, you play more games with Jen than I do.
Siege.
So.
I play a lot of Siege with him.
So did you get to meet Jen then?
Yeah, we got to meet Jen. I wasn't expecting him to look how he looked. Honestly, it kind of, because you're used to him being the quiet, deep voice. I'm thinking, yeah, I've got a kind of idea. No.
So he doesn't look like Beaker from.
He does. No, unfortunately, he doesn't look like Beaker from the Muppets.
All right.
But he's still keeping the Beaker look. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh.
We have always.
It's good to just like meet up with everybody, and that's why I like going to EGX, is meeting up with everybody and then like going for a few drinks and talking about what we've done at EGX. And
yeah, I think that
we sort of run around like headless chickens when we're there, don't we? We don't.
Well, it kind of feels like it's all kind of. It's the thing is we don't really get to meet each other in person that much. And I feel like it's one of the most comfortable places that we do get a chance to, because it's surrounding us around stuff that we've all got in common, and that is gaming. Mm-hmm. And as much as that it can feel very packed at times there, especially, like I said, I think next time if we do something like that, it might be easier for us going down either in the week or on the Sunday. But Saturday is usually the busiest time for the actual.
But the thing is that can be good. I mean, we can get all the cosplayers and stuff like that. I mean, it was Jess's first experience there, and she's never really seen people walking around.
She was like a kid in a candy shop.
Her face was like,
She went, like, the hot dog and hot dog man.
The hot dog man. We don't speak of the hot dog man. I'm very jealous of the hot dog man. No, but we even got to meet Santa Claus.
I'm just thinking the hot dog man when she went for high five and just went to grab her. Or was it she was doing that and it just grabbed her hand? I thought,
oh yeah,
that was awesome.
You know what that means?
No. I don't give a damn if that is the best. I think that is the best way of doing that. Screw the fist bump stuff. Now that is the way of doing things nowadays.
No, but that didn't even happen at EGX. We met a dirty, trampy Santa Claus who was quite keen on Doc.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that.
Outside for a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then, some guy who was wanting to, I don't know if he was wanting to break into the Weatherspoons that we were at or not, but he was very wanted to know how, if it had security, and we were like, yeah, there's a guy there.
There's two guys right there. No, it doesn't have security. Our best thing to do is go and ask those guys over there if it's got security. They'll tell you very quickly.
So it was that was quite an experience.
Oh, that's Birmingham in a nutshell, though, isn't it?
We just couldn't go for a private conversation at all. We was just wanting to one wide, and we kept getting interrupted by random people, and they were random people.
Well, like I said, with EGX, it was a great experience. We all had a ton of fun, and the thing is, we're all looking forward to it next year as well. Hopefully, it will be bigger as well, because like I said, it's the first year that this new company had taken over, and this company has worked with things. I think they've run the PAX side of things in America, so hopefully, we'll see EGX growing a lot bigger. I know it'll be a lot scarier for us, but I do like the whole idea that we'll see games where, instead of it being a couple of months down the line, that we might not see until the end of next year instead. Even if it's just videos of it, if it's like a private screening of stuff like that. Yeah. The only thing I have a fear of
We'd like to have some announcements, wouldn't we, at EGX, really?
Oh, that would be fun. I think there was one announcement, but it was a very quiet one, and it was more something that was more indie side. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I would like to see more of that. But at the same time, I want to see the indie side still be quite a big presence there as well. Just for the fact that that's what I go down there for, is also the indie stuff that we don't really get a chance to notice because of the bigger games. So, but yeah, like I said, that was some fun. Like I said, Brick has something. EA are going to be doing a new Command and Conquer game. Which what I said was talking about Wargroove. It's not a new game. What they're doing, they're planning to do a remaster of Command and Conquer because it's coming up to its 25th anniversary. Which I'm scared because EA don't seem to understand what Command and Conquer fans want. After that announcement at E3, it kind of made me think, you're trying to kill this company, aren't you? Stop. You know what would be great? Let's do Command and Conquer on a mobile game, but make it a free-to-play. No! No!
Is that what it is?
No, that's the one that they announced at E3. Like I said, they are still doing a remaster, which I think is coming onto the PC. Which I'm happy that they are planning to do something like that, because it does give a little bit of saying, yeah, this is where this game came from. But at the same time, I'm just fearing what EA is going to do to that. Well, you know me with EA, full stop. I'm scared of what the hell they'll do with anything that they touch at the moment. But yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the games that we've played this past month. That isn't EGX. I'm going to let you kick us off, mate. What games?
Why?
Because I feel like I'm a nice person, and I know you haven't really been playing that much this past month, so it'll be very quick.
I've been stuck. I don't know what to play. I've got this thing coming on. I don't know, this little thing coming up in the end of this week. And...
Yes, I've heard of this little thing. It's at the beginning of our Nights of Horror, isn't it? It's kind of It's basically kicking off Nights of Horror this year.
Well, it's sort of put me in a gaming slump, and I'm like, I really don't know what to start. I mean, I keep toying. I know I need to stream Unravel 2, and we need to do Splinter Cell still.
Yes, we need to finish Splinter Cell, which we keep putting to one side. You know what? If you're free anytime this week, let's do that, because the fact that you're off all week. Yes, a good point. Yeah. Do you want to do it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it tomorrow. Yeah, if you're free. I'm off tomorrow as well, so we could do it tomorrow.
I have got planned. But no, yeah. So that Unravel 2 and Splinter Cell. I hear Double Agent is back out now on backwards compatible, so I'd like to
heard about that. Yeah, so we'll kind of look at that.
Be careful.
Why did I say be careful?
I don't know. Spies v Mercs was amazing on multiplayer.
I don't know why I said be careful. I'm going to be honest, mate. I think it was just a word that came in my mind.
But no, yeah. So no, I've just been floating about really, mainly watching things on Netflix because I'm kind of stuck. I don't really want to get started on anything that.
Well, there is a game that you have actually technically been playing this past month that I was going to talk about myself, but I might as well talk about it now. Forza Horizon 4 came out.
Oh yeah.
It came out at the beginning of this month. I am really surprised how good that game is.
Yeah, you've had a go of it a lot more than I had a bit of a go. I've watched Jess play it a few times, but
well, if people know, we're not huge at CTG. We're not huge when it comes to the racing games. Okay,
really?
Okay.
I'd say you was.
No.
More so than I am, anyway.
When we're not huge when it comes to racing games, I mean like GTR wouldn't count as a racing game, even though we do treat it like a racing game. Yeah. But it is so much more for that one. And I think, we did F1 2015, the Craver Cup series, which hopefully Series 2 will be coming soon. We tried Dirt. And I got angry with Dirt. That's the best way of putting that.
Glad I didn't get that game then.
No, well, it's on Games Pass anyway, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So that's why we ended up playing it, was for the fact that it was on Games Pass. And of course, like I said, Forza Horizon 4, which is also on Games Pass as well, which is the reason why I did end up playing it in the first place. And you know what? I've fallen in love with that game.
Really?
Yeah, to a point that it's now making me think that it should be in my top 5 at the end of this year.
Really?
Yeah, and this is. I think this year is probably going to be the toughest year for my top 5, just for the fact there's been so many brilliant games that have come out.
Mine's the complete opposite. Mine's going to be tough to do, but it's because I don't like any of the games that have come out.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sorry. One sec. There we go. That's better. But yeah. Anyway, let's go with Forza Horizon. So, if people don't know, it is set in it's basically set in Britain. And
northeast.
Northeast, yeah. So Scotland.
Just under Scotland, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's kind of got an idea of it. But its biggest mechanic that they've added into this from other Horizon games is that it's got a seasonal weather system in it. And it's made a huge change. I've played other Horizon games before this. I mean, the only one I haven't played is the third one, which was set in Australia. This one, they really have worked on the whole seasonal side of things. So, like, for example, when it's spring, everything's rainy and it's muddy all the time. Summer is beautiful. Sunny weather, probably the smoothest tracks you're going to get. Probably very dusty tracks as well. Autumn, same. It's sort of like spring in a way, but you know what I mean. We know what we like. More orange, yeah.
We've seen what outside looks like.
We've seen outside, and of course winter, which I'm going to be honest is probably the least. What's it called? Realistic.
British.
Yeah, least realistic when it comes to Britain is because it's snow.
Basically soggy, wet.
It's
no white whatsoever.
But no, I think winter is probably one of my favourite weathers in that so far. For the fact that it's brought some of the best races we've had, and it makes you really think of what car you are going to be using in that game as well. So
I've only got one car so far. Oh no, I haven't got two.
The thing is, I recommend you jump back into it. I've completed the seasons now myself.
Well, is it? I mean, you've got to complete something in order to play multiplayer, haven't you?
You haven't really got. So you basically got sort of a tutorial, which is about an hour long, I would say. The point is that you start Forza Horizon in the summer, and you've got a few things which is basically showing you the off-road races, the street races, and the sprint races, which are more on the actual main roads and stuff like that. And of course, I think you've got one showcase that you've got to complete in there as well, which is you facing a I think it's a hovercraft, yeah. But once you've done all that,
you don't even have to do that because Jess didn't even do that.
No. The thing is, what's great about this is that because to move on, you've got to earn a certain amount of influence.
Right.
So once you've reached a certain amount of influence, then you get the chance to move on to the next season.
Right.
That's what happens in the first 4 parts of it. But once you reach autumn, that's when the online opens. So with that, you can either still play solo, which you're basically facing other people's drivatars, which I've been told my drivatar is an absolute arsehole. I'm not surprised with that, but I'm not when it comes to racing, I can be a bit ruthless. I'm going to be honest. But you also can play online, so you join. Usually, I think it's 32 other players in the actual open world that you've got available there. But also, you can play with your friends once you've reached the autumn season of it.
Okay.
The only problem with that is, for example, if you went into autumn, I would have to join your game. You couldn't join my game because I'm further ahead. If you understand what I mean.
I understand. I just don't think it's a good idea.
No. Because the thing is, it's kind of because, like I said, it follows influence. It doesn't follow what you're actually really doing. The good thing about the influence is you don't just get influence in the races that you do. You can gain influence in the open world as well.
Yeah.
So if, for example, like if you start doing a chain, say like if you go speeding or on the wrong side of the road, or you're doing a few near misses, you start a chain, and once that chain is complete, you can get influence from that chain.
All right.
So in other words,
I just don't understand
really
why the steering wheel is on the other side yet. They've flipped over the roads.
Because there's still Americans that don't understand what the hell's going on. Because you're still playing with some American cars. If you actually notice, some cars do that, some cars don't. It depends on what kind of car you've got. The thing is, they try and keep it. The thing is, with Horizon, there is still that amount of realism in the game that they can do with the Forza, but it's not as realistic as the motorsport side of things. I think that's why I enjoy the Horizon side of things, is the fact that it's still got that arcadey feel to it. And the whole thing that you're racing just random streets, you're not racing on a track, and that's what kind of puts me off with the Forza Motorsport series, is that it's all track-based stuff, if anything.
Yeah.
This is more of, Hey, do you want to race around the street? Here you go, have some fun. Yeah, we're in Britain this time. Go and have some fun. Yeah, you can go through that lake. You know that brick wall there? Don't worry, they don't use cement in Britain, I've learnt. Let's go through the wall. But you still can't go through the goddamn tree, as long as it's thick. And those bloody sheep, yeah, they're indestructible. Why? Because they're Welsh sheep. But, yeah, it's,
Welsh sheep up by Scotland. I visited.
They have sheep in Scotland.
Got Welsh sheep in Scotland.
They could. They might be migrating. Horizon's going to cart Welsh sheep into Scotland.
I visited Edinburgh Castle, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But when I played it, I was mainly just, I don't know, I was just obviously seeing what it was like. Yeah. And I found most of my time was spent trying to escape the map so I could visit the rest of England. But obviously, I forgot it was a computer game. And yeah, you can't do that in computer games. You can't exit maps.
You can't exit maps, mate. No, you can't. All I can tell you to do is, mate, get through to the autumn thing. And when you get into the online,
I'm sure I've got to autumn by now. Anyway.
Good. The thing is, if you've opened up into the online, I'll join you for it, and we can have a go of some of the adventure stuff on there, which I think is one of the best modes that you've got in that game.
Adventure stuff.
So they've got a mode online called Adventure, and the point is that it's red team versus blue team. You can have up to 12 people in that, so 6v6. And the point is that whoever's hosting it can pick certain races that you can do in there, which you can. So what I like about it is that you pick a race and then a circle appears around that race you've picked. You can't pick any races in that circle. So you've got to pick one further out. The reason why they do that is because in between the races, they have a free roam sprint, which is you've got to race to the next race. And you also gain points for racing to the next race. Yeah.
I see. That's kind of cool.
So, but yeah, they've got all that kind of stuff open, and of course you can have whatever season you pick pick what kind of class you want with it as well. And
also,
what kind of
people can have they won't have custom cars in and that.
No. You can tune your cars up, but the thing is, the better you tune a car up, the higher the class it will be. So, for example, I've got two Ford Supervans, which Supervan Transits, which if people don't know what they are, like where you see like the Royal Mail come through, the actual vans themselves. That's what that is. So I've got one which is classed as an A class, and I've got one which is classed as a S1 class. Of course, S1 is higher than an A. The only reason
drive a post van?
I do actually drive a Royal Mail post van in that game, and I know that no. And also I've seen Twisted. He's got a RAC van, and I've seen someone have a Pornhub van as well. So you still got that customization side of things as well, where you can design the decals on the cars itself, which I think is one of the best features in that game still. And that's something that they've brought along through the Forza series for quite a while. But it's definitely so you might have the same kind of car, but it's more of the decal, and of course it's about the tune-up as well. And like I said, the higher the tune-up, the higher the class car will be. So, for example, if I started an adventure, I say, no, we're only doing D-class cars, then you can only use a D-class car. If you haven't got a D-class car, you can technically what they class as rent a car. So that will be available for you to play. Of course, there's still a few bugs with the system, but they're more than likely they've been updated. It's more of a software update for those games, which can be changed. And I know that they'll be working on those for the fact that Forza is still a huge part of the Microsoft.
I definitely think I'll have to play it with you, man, because you lost me at car.
You lost me at car. I do recommend. The thing is, we'll have a proper go of it, and I think you will definitely enjoy it, because if you enjoy the GTA races that we've done, this is the adventure side of thing you will definitely enjoy as well. So, but yeah, I highly recommend Forza Horizon. Other games, other games that I've played. So I've also been playing WWE 2K19. So it's not a huge surprise for me, is it?
No, I think I watched a part of your stream, and it was sort of like your guy was getting changed in the back of a van.
Yeah. So a
And then
series.
you sort of had like a free roam bit where you could
Yeah,
roam
yeah.
around the changing rooms. That
Yeah,
was a bit
so
different.
so what it is that they've got the usual thing. It's like any sports game. This WWE 2K19, they've focused less of it being a simulator and more about it actually being fun,
Okay.
which is what I feel is one of the best things. So I ended up doing two streams so far. I did a stream when I ended up getting the game on the Friday, which I didn't talk, so you probably won't see that when it comes. You won't see that. That one's not coming out. We tested big head mode in it. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in that game. We had Seth Rollins versus Triple H in the big head TLC match. And we did a Hell in a Cell triple threat with Oscar, Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler. Who, if you don't know who Shayna Baszler is, she is a former NXT champion who is still in NXT at the moment. I think she's facing the NXT champion Evolution at the end of this month.
Not a clue.
Yeah, but yeah, so we had to do that, and then the streaming part that I did was what is classed as my player. So the point of my player is that, of course, you create your own player. My player is called Bugsy in the game, which is one of my original before CTG characters I've brought back for this.
Oh, okay.
And when you go into my player, you've got a couple of modes that you can do. You've got the Road to Glory, which is its online side of things, which has also got factions and stuff like that. You've got what they count as ladders, which is more like a gauntlet match, if anything.
Okay.
In there, and of course the mode that I've played is my career, which is one of the best career modes I've seen in a long time on this, and I've just started this.
Yeah.
And the point of my career is that you take the role of whatever character you've made, but you'll be known as Buzz throughout the game because it's all voice acted as well, which is great for a WWE game. You don't usually get that. The only thing that's not voice acted is sometimes when you're talking with somebody, you're not talking, but they're talking still. But your character still has a voice as well in this game.
Okay.
Yeah, so the point of it is that you you get a tryout at WWE after seeing one of your matches. You do quite well, but then something happens which I'm not spoiling, which ends up getting your contract revoked.
Ooh, you're framed. Ooh.
Let's just say something happened. I'm not going to say because it's going to spoil because we're already doing a series of this. So in other words, you're going through the indie side of things to get into the WWE, which is a good side of things, especially when it's when its cover star for this game is AJ Styles, who basically has made his way through the WWE the same way is through the indie side of wrestling.
Okay.
And when is Resident Evil Remaster coming out on PS4? Any ideas? Yes.
Oh.
We'll talk about that in a second. I'll just talk about this one more bit. There's also something called 2K Showcase, which is following the story in WWE of Daniel Bryan, who, if people don't know who this guy is, he basically he's been in WWE for about quite a while now. But he's another person who's made it through the indie circuit as well into the WWE. But I think it was about 2-3 years ago he ended up having to retire from wrestling because he had too many concussions. Now other people said that he could still wrestle. So he, but unfortunately he was still under contract with the WWE. So because of WWE's medical team saying that he can't wrestle because of these concussions, he wasn't allowed to wrestle.
Okay.
Until I think it was about a year ago, he was said, no, we're going to clear you, you can wrestle again. So because of him basically keep working and working to try and get back into the ring. And so in other words, it's showing, the showcase is showing his history through the WWE up to the point where he is now, which is great. The thing is, that's what I love about it. And the point is that you're supposed to do, you play some of the matches that he had in his history, but you've got certain points in there, like objectives in the match that you've got to do. For example, you've got to do a running strike to your opponent who is facing you on the turnbuckle and stuff like that.
Right.
So it basically so that you're technically still doing what happened in the match,
Yeah.
but you're actually doing it. And if you don't
Yeah.
follow these objectives, of course, even if you win the match, you fail the match. Because you're basically following it through the story. So it's kind of making you think what you're supposed to do. And the game does tell you what you're supposed to do anyway. If you like, it says, right, you've got to do a certain limb targeted grapple. You can just press and say, oh, what the hell is that? And it will tell you what buttons you're supposed to press so that you do that for it.
Radio.
But yeah, the showcase is a lot of fun. I'm happy that the universe is still there because that's what we use for our predictions. Not fully had a go of that yet because I'm probably going to get that ready for the end of the month for WWE Evolution for the WrestleCast with me and Hanksy. But so far I've enjoyed the game. The only thing is that it's still using the same engine that it used last year. But like I said, it was more focused on making the game more fun than simulator this year around. So it wasn't about the actual graphical upgrade. It's more about how the game plays, which is what I do love about it. But yeah, that's but then I'm a WWE fan at the same time, so yeah.
Awesome.
And let's answer Rick's question. So GD, when is Resident Evil 2 remaster coming out on PS4? Any ideas? So I do. It's coming out next year. Which is, if I can get the list up, there we go, because I've got my thingy list as well, which is helpful. I think it was February, or was it March?
It's one of the games I haven't got on my list.
Where are you, Resident Evil?
Have we got any horror games coming out for Halloween?
Yeah, we've got one game that I'm keeping eyeing up. Which is Call of Cthulhu. It comes out on the 30th of October. Which is here we are. Yeah, so Resident Evil 2 comes out on PC, PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the 25th of January.
All right.
So yeah, the end of January is going to be a ton of fun. I'm just looking at some of the games that we've got here, mate. So we've got Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out on the 29th of January. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes coming out on the 18th, which I'm looking forward to. And then looking at the year after, we've got Dead or Alive 6, Trials Rising comes out in February. Not year after, the month after. Anthem, Throwdown 3, Days Gone, Metro Exodus. There's a lot of games. But yeah, the game that, like I said, it's coming out the 25th of January. For Resident Evil 2. But yeah, there is one game that I saw that is coming out horror related, and that's that Call of Cthulhu, but it seems more actiony than horror. If people don't know, it's a very Lovecraft. It's Lovecraft focused because of it being called Call of Cthulhu. And I think the point of it is that you're basically your character is starting to lose his mind a little bit and start seeing things because of the Call of Cthulhu is affecting him or something like that. Which if people don't know, it causes madness and stuff like that. And you basically see these elder gods, and there's a bit of sneaking and stuff like that. I'm sort of looking forward to it, but at the same time, because I'm thinking of doing it for my Nights of Horror.
Oh, okay.
But I'm kind of questioning at the same time because I don't want someone saying it's not really a horror game, is it?
You see, I might have a few issues with that. Yeah. I don't know. Are we leading on to the streaming? What we've got planned?
Yeah, let's talk about that now because I'm sort of done with my games that I've been playing. So yeah, let's talk about that. So October is usually the time when we do our Nights of Horror. So we have got a couple of things. We're not fully ready on certain areas of it at the moment. But there is one thing that we do know, and that's how it's going to be kicking off this year. Ryan, do you want to explain to us what is happening is it 19th to the 20th?
So from the 19th to the 20th, I will be streaming from 8 o'clock all the way to 8 o'clock.
That's PM, by the way.
8 p.m. to 8 p.m. 24 hours non-stop for Mind charity.
Yes.
For charity. And this is why I said it's quite interesting, because obviously the first game we're going to be playing isn't even a horror game. It's just that I have created a horror-themed game. If you remember a while ago, I created a Christmas special playlist for GTA. So that involved basically a little Christmas story that made no sense whatsoever, but it was just basically for shits and giggles, really.
Made me read it.
I made you read it, and you'll be reading the
I
next
know I'm
one
going to
as
be
well.
reading the next one. That's my role in these kind of things. I've got to be the narrator.
See, I type it out thinking this will be funny.
What can I make GD say? That's pretty much what Crave Your Game has got to nowadays. Is what can we make GD say?
GD say. So, I've done it again, but only this time it isn't a Christmas special. It's a Halloween special.
Yeah.
So everything is Halloween related or themed or not even related in Halloween whatsoever, but still pretty freaky, crazy, very crazy.
Very crazy?
Very, very crazy. This is one of the most daftest bloody playlists I have ever created. I've shown you some of the...
I've seen some of it, yeah.
You had a few sneaky little testers and stuff.
Of course.
I can safely say that tractors are involved.
Yeah. Oh, please, not on many tunnels.
Purposely involved this time.
Okay, that's good.
So we have a tractor obstacle course at some point.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
We've got lawnmowers.
Yes.
We've got a lot of chaos and destruction. Basically, we're going to have a lot of people swearing on this playlist.
It's a normal night for me, then.
Yeah. But yeah, so along with that, we've got the horror theme playlist for GTA, and then after GTA, where all the laughs and all the shits and giggles have all gone, that's when everything starts to kick off. I will be streaming Emily Wants to Play 2 straight after that, which I am not looking forward to. Somebody thought it'd be a good idea to spend 2 hours on each game. I have never spent 2 hours on Emily Wants to Play. I think I was quite lucky to spend an hour on Emily Wants to Play. I'll be starting it from the beginning again because I'm stuck at where I am anyway. So I'll probably get up to the same point as last time.
Yeah. So do you want to just give us a quick rundown of the games that you've got planned?
The list I've got games. Am I still here?
Are you still here? Yeah.
All right. Okay, dokes. Let's have a look. What have we got? My games and apps. So I have Emily Wants to Play 2, GTA.
Yep.
And then I also have Friday the 13th.
Which I'm definitely looking forward to. The thing is, we might be doing Friday the 13th twice in this year's Nights of Horror we'll talk about that later. But yeah. But the main point is this 24-hour thing. That's what I'm trying to point out.
What was it? The one with the serial killers? Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
Got Dead by Daylight. Left 4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead 2. Oh, yay.
Have you got Left 4 Dead 2?
I have got Left 4 Dead. We keep every time.
Me and you have played.
No, we haven't, because every time it comes up, you say, "Have you got Left 4 Dead 2?" Yes, I've got. Where is it? It's over there. I can see. Right. I can actually see the case, but I'm not going to reach for it. I have got Left 4 Dead 2.
So, amongst that, we've got Ghostbusters, the computer game Ghostbusters for the 360.
Yep.
Limbo, Murder Soul Suspect, Uncanny Valley, which was bloody weird. It's a weird pixelated game. It's just bizarre. Final Station, Slender: The Arrival, State of Decay 2, Zombie Army Trilogy, and Project L. Which
I still don't know what Project L is.
No.
But
all I can say, it cost me 79 pence.
Fair enough.
So we're going to see what kind of horrors 79 pence can cover.
Oh, mate, oh, God, I just realised what game I probably could do. It's really did shit me up now.
It's got you walking around an insane asylum, which is a lot like Outlast, but I can't really do Outlast because I've sort of smashed that game at pieces.
We've done both of them to pieces now, haven't we?
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of those games I've played before, but Project L. That'll be a new one for me. Slender, I've seen other people play.
Yep.
Final Station, I've seen you play. I've played a little bit of it, and I sort of got bored. But obviously,
It's got horror-esque to it, but it's not really one of those games where it's like a scare to it. It's
really,
more,
I'm thinking. Obviously, I can add more to this list anyway.
Yeah.
And there's no particular order. It's basically whoever's available to play certain games at certain times.
Yeah.
So I've got the single-player games there for when it's pretty quiet. This Murder Soul Suspect I've started. I'm going to start from where I left off.
Yeah.
Which is going to throw me completely because I can't remember where I left off.
Well, if you don't remember where you left off, then it might be a good idea starting from the beginning, mate.
You really think so?
I really think so.
I remember the beginning quite slow, but all right then,
yeah,
I'll do that.
I would say if you don't know what the hell you're doing, then you don't want to be there for about 15, 20 minutes wondering what the hell was I doing and then getting frustrated with it.
All right, fair enough.
But of course, like you said, this is for Mind. Where can they donate?
The donation is. Oh, I was bringing it up then. Originally I set a target for £50, and I did quite well.
I'm going to donate on the night. I'm just saying that I'm donating.
Yeah. But so it's www.justgiving.com/fundraising/capital R. I don't know if that matters. Ryan McGill. Ryan / little takeaway symbol McGill, and then 3. It must have been the third Ryan McGill. I didn't even know there was other Ryan McGills, but there you go.
The link, of course, you can see it on the screen just there, where you just said it. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube as well, it will be in the description below. Of course, we will be hosting. I'm guessing doing this on mixer.com/IRN RYN.
Yes.
Of course, we will also be hosting it on our Mixer channel, mixer.com/CraveYourGames. But of course, please donate to this to a very much worthy charity, of course.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is. Yeah.
Go on.
No, you go first.
So yeah, like I said, originally I set the target for 50 quid.
Yeah.
So that I had to change that because I got a few donations already, and then I changed it to £100. And today I met that target again.
Nice.
I'm going to have to keep raising the target. It was great. Brilliant.
Well, the best way of doing it, mate. That's the thing is just keep raising the target. Just say at 500.
Well, no, this is it. I mean, if I ever do it again, obviously I'll set the target from what I've raised.
You know what? The thing is, if you do this again, and I will definitely be here for you if you do this as an annual thing. I will be happy and really happy to do this as the start of Nights of Horror every year.
It's sort of a social experiment, really. I want to see what I'll end up like, because I've streamed a lot of horror games. I do a lot of horror games, and I always end up either running out of the room crying, or
well, the thing is, it's
just shaking in pure.
We've been on about if people know us at Crave Your Game, we have 2 big events that we normally do in the year. So we've got our Descent into Insanity, which we usually do around about May Day bank holiday here in the UK. And we have our Nights of Horror, which this is our 4th year of doing this. And the thing is, the one thing about Nights of Horror, we don't really have a charity side to it. But we've been wanting to do a charity side to it. So this is something that I'm definitely really happy to add into the Nights of Horror side of things. To a point that, you know what, I'm going to say this now. For the Nights of Horror 4, it is going to be following on for the Charity Mind as well. So the link for it will be out throughout the whole of the Nights of Horror event. Of course, it is a huge charity, and like I said,
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
very worthy.
So, and like I said, it's a social experiment first, and hopefully it will be a success to a point that we'll hopefully be able to do this again next year.
I'll be able to sleep.
Yes. Yes. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, like I said, the link for the fundraising page is just down below for those on YouTube, and of course, on the screen. It'll be on the screen again at the end. So, talking about Nights of Horror, well, like I said, we still have a few things that we're looking into. We can tell you that Doc is definitely going to be doing a Night of Horror this year.
Do we know what game yet?
We kind of do. He's playing I don't remember the name of the game. Let's just go with this. There's a popular horror game that's been coming out this past month, which is
Is
on
it
PC.
gonna make him scream like a
It
baby?
is going to make him scream like a baby.
Oh, I don't think I've heard Doc scream before.
Oh,
I've heard you scream.
Of course, you've heard me scream. That's why I'm thinking there's two games I might do myself. There's Call of Cthulhu, which I'm still thinking I might not do. And you remember one of the one-shots that I did a while back, which is the one that made me scream.
The alien one.
Not Alien Isolation.
Yeah, no, not Alien Isolation. The little grey man that haunted you.
Shadows 2.
Oh, is that for Xbox?
No, it's on PC.
Oh, it's only on PC. Oh, fair enough
then. I might actually do that again this year.
Mm.
I might go back to that, even though it's a very, no offense, it's a shitty game. It's a game that fucking frightens the hell out of me.
You find most of the shitty games are the ones that scare you the most.
Games, yeah. So yeah, we've got that. I know that Hanks is going to be doing some VR. Fantastic. We are hopefully going to get to do some VR as well. And of course, we will be doing multiplayer games throughout the. I think out of the week that's leading up to it, I think we've only got one day where we'll be doing something different, just for the fact that we've got a WrestleCast to do near the end of the month as well. So, but hopefully more details will be out this week. Well, it's got to be out this week, things because it's starting on the 19th. But yeah, we'll keep you guys informed of what's happening with that. All we could say is keep an eye on cravethegame.proboards.com and also on our Twitter handle at craveyourgame. So yeah, that's a horror talk. So. What have we got left to do? We've got two more things to do. Let's talk about what has been happening in the news this month in a way that I can easily go over to it.
They're remaking Time Splitters.
Yes, they are. Well, they are. They have. Have they actually confirmed that they are remaking Time Splitters yet?
Don't tell me they're not.
Well, I've been told.
I thought it was confirmed.
Well, they haven't really confirmed. Last time I heard about it was that the Time Splitters assets have now been bought by THQ Nordic, who also run the original, which they run. It's Deep Silver side of things. Dambuster Studios. Which, if people do not know what Dambuster Studios, it's a Nottingham-based gaming studio. But basically it's what Free Radical is now. So the original people who made Time Splitters have pretty much got the Time Splitters assets back from Crytek. So there is rumours that it's being worked on, but there is nothing been actually said yet. But look, if THQ has bought it, they're going to be working on it, aren't they? It's like another game that they ended up buying, Kingdom of Amalur. They ended up getting that as well. We talked about it last month a little bit, but not much has really been said about it at the moment, which I'll be surprised if there was anything said.
This month's gone very quick.
Yeah, it has, a little bit. Let's talk. I'm going on to the news and seeing what's the hottest thing at the moment. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out this month, mate.
Oh.
Yeah. So they have talked about the file size today for the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around about 88 gigabytes for this game.
Damn.
This is going to be huge. In other words, it's a map month.
Yeah.
I really do feel sorry for that guy. So the things we were expecting is going to be a huge game, aren't we? It's nice to see that. I'm still not really bothered about the game. I'm going to be honest, mate.
I'm more bothered about it. I'm not going to get it on release date.
No, same here.
I won't be doing that. But I am intrigued in the main campaign.
That's the thing with me. It's like with GTA, I never actually completed the main campaign. With me, it's more what's happening with the online. And I think that's why I'm looking and thinking I might wait a couple of weeks for the fact that they have actually said that the online is not going to be available from day one. I think they're doing the same thing that they did with GTA, where they're going to wait a couple of weeks for those to play the single player game, and then the online will be available. But I'm looking at it this way. The thing is, that means I'm not going to pick up the game for another 2 weeks. Because I don't. No offense, I know the story is good for both games. It's just not something that attracts me.
I think it'll be quite a relief to actually go on to a Rockstar game and not get killed within the first 30 seconds by somebody with a flying jet or obviously a flying jet.
I'll be surprised if we see Red Dead with then again it is Rockstar. But talking about Rockstar actually, there has been some auditions that Rockstar has been asking for. That has kind of given us a sign that the next game they're working on is Bully 2.
Really?
Yes. So there was a ad in the papers, don't remember which paper it was, which was asking for basically teenage voice actors who would be able to do teenage voice, who were doing like a delinquent type of thing, where it's going to be based around that kind of thing. But they've also been asking for people who can do teachers, like a teacher's voiceover as well for this. And
nice.
There was rumours that they did say that once Red Dead Redemption 2 was being released, that's what there was the next game they're going to be working on. So it's nice to see, because how long has it been since we had when Bully came out? It's got to be coming about 10 years, over 10 years now.
Yeah.
We've got 5 years of GTA this year, haven't we? GTA 5. So they've got to be working on this game now. And I don't see them really working on the next GTA yet. Or they probably are working on it, but it's got to be in very, very early stages of that game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems that they're still bringing out updates for it.
Exactly, and they've said that they're still going to be bringing out updates when the game's released as well. When Red Dead's released.
Good.
So we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, I won't be surprised if we say next year they announce Bully 2 is now in the works as well.
Oh, nice
which
one.
I think a lot of
I'm
people
sure I've seen like leaked concept art for it as well.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. It's Rockstar. They don't really. The thing is, they'll tell us when they feel like they want to tell us. They're very good at doing that, aren't they? It's like, we know you're working on this. Why not tell us? We're not ready to tell you yet. Just wait a bit, and then you can wait another 2-3 years because you know we're working on this game. I'm really hoping Red Dead 2 does work quite well, just for the fact that we've known about this game for how many years now?
Wow.
Yeah. Something else that was announced this month. PlayStation Classic. You've not seen this? Yeah, they've announced. So they are going to be bringing out at the end of this year the PlayStation Classic. It's going to cost around about £100. And it's going to have 20 games on it. So they've announced a couple of games so far, but the biggest game on that list, of course, is Final Fantasy VII. Is going to be into this thing.
Okay.
So I think they're basically looking at the big classic games that they had over the original PlayStation's lifespan, and I think they're kind of cashing in on the whole fact of what Nintendo's been doing with the NES and the SNES. Which, you know what, I'm happy that them to do this. The thing is, I like the whole idea that you're paying £100 for, be honest, a mini version of the console, which is.
But they did that though. They brought out the PS1. Do you not remember the PS1? That was smaller than the PlayStation.
It was smaller than the PlayStation, but it was. When I mean this is a small PlayStation, I mean it basically looks like the original PlayStation smaller. But I think the whole point of it is that you can play these games. If you try and play a PlayStation 1 now, you probably can't, because it doesn't have that whole HDMI side of things. TVs probably will not work with it. The whole point of this is that it will be available for it. And it's not. Nintendo's kind of noticed this themselves with the nostalgia side of things. And I think now that Sony has started to see it, and of course Sega's seen it as well, and we've seen it quite a lot this past couple of years, they've realised that there's older gamers out there that do want to play these games. And these things do sell. The thing is, we know what it's like with the NES and the SNES. They basically sold out on the day. Probably before the day because of pre-orders. To a point that they said, and of course, more than likely this will be on a limited time run again.
Ooh.
But they haven't really announced what games are going to be available for it.
Metal Gear will probably be on there.
I would expect Metal Gear to be on there as well. Let me just have a quick check.
It's just a whole. Are you able to move the controller over to the second player slot?
Oh, ooh, that'd be interesting. Let me just have a quick check just to see if it has any more. Yeah, game list.
Fresh team racing, hopefully.
Yeah, so it's PlayStation Classic Mini. It's going to be called. It's going to be about 90 quid, which is actually quite cheap. Thinking of it. There we go. So this is from Eurogamer.
Yeah.
And the game list these are what games have been confirmed so far for the PlayStation Classic Mini. And like I said, we know that it's going to be coming with 20 games. So you've got Final Fantasy VII, you've got Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, of course, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. They've got more games that will be announced in the coming months, according to Sony. It assumes, but not confirmed, all regions, Europe, North America, and Japan, will share the same lineup. So there might be even some games on there that we've not really played. And I think it's going to be able to fit the original controllers in it as well.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
Yeah, I think what it is, it's basically just a mini PlayStation, but with games built into it. So yeah, I think it should be able to fit the original controllers. The standalone system allows you to play a total of 20 PlayStation games with original controllers connected through your TV with a modern HDMI interface. So it still has the HDMI side of things in it as well, and it will be released on December the 3rd. And if you are interested in this, you can pre-order at the moment at Amazon, Base, Game, and Shop2, or if you're in the US, GameStop and Amazon. But yeah, it's kind of got my interest. But then I've not really been. I'm sort of fully sold on the mini kind of series, but at the same time I'm not. Well, you know this thing's going to sell quite quickly. Not sure. Yeah, by the looks of things, it's using the original controllers. I think it actually comes with 2 controllers as well. But yeah, you can actually switch the controllers. So if it has got Metal Gear Solid on it, you can do the original switch. The other thing as well, by the looks of things, the controllers don't have any analog sticks, so it's the original PlayStation controllers. And it doesn't come with a USB power adapter. You'll have to buy one of those separately. The type support is 5V, a Type A output. And another thing, which I'm not surprised because I think the NES and the SNES are the same here, you won't be able to add more games onto it via download. So the 20 games is what you get with that. But yeah, that is definitely. I'll see how that goes with that. So yeah, 3rd of December for that one. And I've got one more story that I want to talk about, mate.
Go on then.
So Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu's coming out next month, isn't it? So a lot of people already know that you'll be able to link your Pokemon Go account to this game when it comes out. And the way to celebrate that is they've announced a new Pokemon, which suddenly appeared on the Pokemon Go app.
It's not the Halloween Bulbasaur, is it?
It's not the Halloween Bulbasaur, no. Basically this Pokemon appeared out of nowhere, which when you actually went to catch this Pokemon in Pokemon Go, it turned into a Ditto. So people started to wonder, what the hell is this? A lot of people thought it was a glitch, first of all.
Yeah.
And then Pokemon released a video about this. And it is a new Pokemon that is going to be available called Molten. And if you haven't seen it yet, I'll send you a picture of it, mate, through the thingy app. Molten. I'm typing in Malta. It's Molten. I'm typing in Molten. Is it Molten?
I have no
I
idea.
don't remember the Pokemon. New Pokemon. Let's just type in
Malta.
new Pokemon. No, it's
Malta's
not.
a place.
I know Malta's a place. Where? Meltan, not Molten.
Meltan.
Meltan. Actually,
Okay.
you search for it. It's Meltan.
Okay, dokes.
And this. I've actually warmed up to this goddamn Pokemon. So, if people do not know what Melton is, it's a rare mythical Pokemon in Go. Which the way that you get this Pokemon is that once you link your Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu to this game, you pretty much get this Pokemon. So the Pokemon is in this mysterious box, but it didn't really start coming alive until it went into the Pokemon Go universe of it. Region, sorry. And
It's a weird looking thing, isn't it?
it's a weird looking thing, but it's if you get a chance, go and watch the video about it, the more live action version of it.
Okay.
And these things are slightly adorable. So we'll have a picture of right now of this weird Pokemon. And the point is that its body is a liquid metal.
Yeah.
And it has got an evolved form, but they're keeping the evolved form secret.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. So but
I was going to say it's a little bit cute to be evolved, that one, isn't it?
oh no, you say that. Yeah, it's known as the Hex Nut Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And no information is about it. But yeah, it first appeared when it was teased during the September Pokemon Go Community Day on September the 22nd, and it is officially revealed on the 25th. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a Steel type Pokemon. If people didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, liquid metal, podgy little.
Yeah, it looks like
podgy little liquid metal body with a golden.
Like a dog. It basically looks like a Ditto with a screw on its head. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that with Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu when it comes out.
Levitating pupil.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's different.
It's different, and the thing is, it does kind of give you a bit more idea, more what's it called, interest in getting the Switch version of Pokemon, which, to be honest, it didn't really need. You're getting a Pokemon game on the Switch, everyone's happy. But it gives you more of a interest of linking your Pokemon Go account with the game when it comes out, and to show that it's actually worked. I know that Pokemon Go has had probably one of its best months in September for a long while in how much it's made over that time. But yeah, that's all the stories that I really wanted to talk about this month. I know there was other stories, but I forgot to actually write a list. It was the ones that actually came to my head. Oh, there is one big story we've kind of forgot that we kind of really should talk about. Telltale.
Ah.
So
no more Telltale.
No more Telltale. So this is actually a bit of a weird story, though, isn't it? So we got told while we was at EGX that Telltale was shutting down.
Yeah.
Which kind of gave to a point they basically got rid of all their stuff apart from a few people just to finish something off that they were working on.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were thinking it was the Walking Dead series because of course it only had a few more episodes to do. And it was the final season of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it went really fast that it ended up getting shut down, didn't it? I think basically we found out about it on the Friday. It was shut down on the Monday. It was basically fully closed up by that time.
Yeah, didn't even finish The Walking Dead, did it?
No. So this is another thing that kind of really knocked me back a bit. So they did release the second episode of it. But on the same day as it was releasing the second episode, the whole game ended up getting taken down from all storefronts. There is a sort of good news from it. So Skybound have said that they are going to be funding to get this get Walking Dead final season finished.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see, but is of course it's going to take a lot longer than anticipated for this game to come out. It might not even be coming out until probably the end of next year, by the sounds of things. Yeah. But of course they are working on it to get it finished.
I'm just good.
I'm gutted for the whole company. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. It was one of the talking points we had while I was at EGX.
Yeah.
Because we kept on following what the hell was going on with this. And I think it kind of took a lot of people by surprise for the fact that the thing is, Telltale has made such a huge influence in gaming this past decade.
And they've done really well as well. I mean, they got like Guardians of the Galaxy, they got Batman.
Yeah. They had Batman, they had Tales from the Borderlands. That's what made me sad. We're not going to see another Tales of the Borderlands unless Gearbox.
Batman.
We're not going to see one that really, because we knew that they were working on this, Wolf Among Us 2. That's basically been completely canned as well. But I feel more for the staff as well, for the fact that it was pretty much out of the blue. By the sounds of things, they went to the staff and said, "Hey, you've got to leave the building. You can come back. You've got probably, I think, a couple of hours to pick up your stuff later. I'm sorry, we're shutting down." Which, of course, now they're being sued because of this, because they had to give a month's notice for this. But now there's more stories coming out from it saying that the reason was that one of the biggest contributors to the company ended up pulling out from the company. And by the sounds of things, that big contributor was Lionhead Studios. Not Lionhead, Lionsgate Studios. Sorry about Lionhead. Which we kind of had an idea, because I think Lionsgate did say that they were going to be trying to focus on what they basically on their movie franchise from now on. They were stopping from branching out as much as that they were.
Yeah.
And it kind of, I think how much funding they probably gave to Telltale was a point that they couldn't run anymore. Which is, it's kind of sad, because especially this decade, this current decade we've been in, Telltale has been one of the biggest indie studios that we know of. And it's sad to see them fall apart, and especially, by the sounds of things, they fell apart on really bad terms with the staff as well.
Really?
Which is, well, look, you've been basically told on the day, sorry, we're closing, you've got to leave. I would count that as it's very bad terms. And it's nice to see that the actual developers around there have actually tried to help those who did end up losing their jobs as well. They said, look, there's jobs available here. I think like there's a lot of companies that ended up saying, no, there's jobs available, come and join us here. Which there were big developers as well, which was seen. But to show how quick this was as well, there was also stories that some people, they were still asking for people, they were still advertising for jobs a couple of days before this happened. To a point that there was one developer who ended up getting a job with them, ended up moving his family to where Telltale was sited, went in and said, sorry mate, no, the job's not there anymore. So he ended up moving all the way to where this was, to a job that he thought he had, and then the job wasn't there.
Yeah.
Which, it also kind of gives a bit of a picture of the actual game development as a whole, though, at times. Because this isn't the first time we've had this. I think this year we've had some major studios close their gates. Capcom Vancouver is another one that wasn't even a couple of months ago, who did a Dead Rising series, ended up shutting their gates as well.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah. So the best luck for the people who did lose their jobs at Telltale, and of course at the Capcom Vancouver. But this is definitely going to be a nasty taste in the games industry's mouths for a while now. And as much as I'm hoping the people do get the money, get the compensation of what has happened with this, at the same time, it will be interesting to see what does happen with the Walking Dead final season as well, and especially with not what Netflix is going to do with the Stranger Things stuff as well, as that was another game that Telltale was working on.
Oh, really?
My only question about this is if Netflix and I think it's Skybound and AMC, the companies that have got The Walking Dead and Stranger Things, why didn't they really help come with this as well? I think they would have wanted the Telltale to work on it for them.
I don't know. There'll be reasons for it. I'm not sure.
Well, of course, there's going to be reasons, but it could be that they didn't really have the funding to say, "Yeah, we'll do this for you." But yeah, it's heartbreaking. Either way, hopefully, we'll get more information what happens with Telltale next month as well that we can report on. But at the moment, it's really, really bad time. It's horrible to leave it on a sad note there, isn't it? But
yeah,
it's something that we did really need to talk about as well because that was the big talking point this past month. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's talk about games that are coming out. So, is there? Why am I saying this? I know there's one game that you're looking forward to. Red Dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption. I think we've already talked quite. Do you want to talk a little bit more about it before I pick what game I'm looking forward to?
No, go ahead.
No, talk a little bit more of it while I bring the list back up, mate.
All right. Okay. Apparently, it's that realistic that horses' balls shrivel in the cold.
Why? Why is that a talking point?
I have no idea. That's the thing.
One minute. Stop. This is the thing that you can tell that Rockstar is a UK-based company. For the fact that the one thing that we talk about is it's so realistic that the horse's balls shrink in the cold.
It seems quite interesting that the fact that it's a decision-based game as well. I think it's the first time Rockstar have gone down that route. I mean, we're obviously talking about Telltales, and that's solely a decision-based game. But yeah, it's the first time GTA or Rockstar have gone down this route, so it should be pretty interesting on the amount of endings that we should get.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm sort of looking forward to Red Dead 2, but I want to see what other people are doing first with it. My main aim of it is to see what the online is like. It's like same with Rockstar. The thing is, if it's anywhere half as good as what they did with GTA 5, is definitely going to sell me.
But this is it. It's not. You can't just go running around gunning people because you go and kill somebody, and apparently their family will hunt you down.
I'm up for that. I hunt them down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like with GTA,
if
mate.
they have like a son or daughter, if they have a son or daughter, and you're playing it for a while, when they've grown up, they can hunt you down as well.
That sounds actually a lot of fun. Oh, if anything, it reminds me a little bit of the Nemesis system from what's it called? Middle Earth: Shadows of Mordor and War, where the point is that you didn't kill this guy, well, he's gonna hunt you down now. Thinking, okay, and then just suddenly appears out of nowhere, thinking, I remember you. And especially with the part where you do actually kill them, but they somehow didn't actually die, and they come back and they look worse for wear. I'm thinking, dude, seriously, just stay dead. You're not gonna beat me. It's now becoming a little bit embarrassing here, mate. Just
You're
go.
A glutton for punishment.
Yeah, dude, go away. But yeah, I do like the whole idea if they bring something like that into the game. I do like those kind of systems. It's sort of like an AI type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
go on, what game are you looking forward to?
Well, there's a couple actually. So there are quite a few of the games that I've been looking forward to. If you can see on my list, which we'll put in a link on the a card in the top corner for those who are watching this on YouTube. A couple of the games have already been released. So like Forza, WWE. I kind of put Black Ops 4 on there as well. I sort of have a little bit of interest, but it's not interesting me enough to actually go and get that game yet. And Super Mario Party, of course, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey is another game that I has really caught my interest this month. But the two games apart from three games were Red Dead, of course, and Soul Calibur 6, which comes out on the 19th. Now I'm a huge fan of the Soul Calibur series. I'm really looking forward to that. I like the whole idea that they're planning to go with the story. They're actually rebooting the series of it, by the sounds of things. So because if things did really get a bit crazy when it came to the story with that. But I do like the whole idea because it does feel like such a huge point of, like the fighting genre. It's always been there's those games that really stick out in that genre. So like Street Fighter, Tekken, Dead or Alive, and I would always say Soul Calibur is another one that's really stuck out for it. And the thing about that is it's got its customizable characters again, which I'm looking forward to because they've also got the guy with the scythe, which I'm making a character with a scythe no matter what because I love. I'm going to be honest. If I had to choose a weapon, that is my choice of weapon.
Scythe.
A scythe, definitely a scythe. And another game that I'm looking forward to, which is coming out this Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, it's coming out this Tuesday on PlayStation 4, coming out on Wednesday on the Xbox One and Xbox One, Switch, and on the PC. And that is the Jackbox Party Pack 5.
Oh,
the thing is, Jackbox Party Pack series has always been a staple point for us here at Crave Your Game.
Yeah.
And I am really looking forward to this one that's coming out. There's one game that I'm a little bit iffy on, but there's always that one game, isn't there?
More than one. But anyway, are you going to be hosting a games night for it?
I am going to be hosting a games night for it. I'm hopefully going to be able to pick the game up on Wednesday. If I can pick the game up on Wednesday, I might do a games night on the Thursday or the Friday because I think you'll start when you start on your thing the 19th, which is it's
Friday.
I'm not hosting it on the Friday then. So it'll either be the Thursday or the Sunday.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, so we might actually do it the Sunday and we might pull it as one of the Nights of Horrors and test it out because there is one game on there called Split the Room that I'm really interested in. And of course, big one from it, You Don't Know Jack, is actually been developed so it's suitable for a stream, finally, which I'm looking forward to. And of course, there's Madverse City, which is basically you're rapping robots in that one, and Patently Stupid, which is the drawing game in it. So what I understand from that is that you basically draw something that will help solve a problem that doesn't really need to be solved. And you've got to name it something, and then you've got to give a presentation of what this stupid thing is, and give it a motto. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's the two games I'm looking forward to. Soul Calibur 6, which is coming out. I think it's Tuesday or is it Friday? Soul Calibur 6, which is coming out on Friday the 19th. And of course, the Jackbox Party Pack 5, which is coming out on Wednesday. I'll be picking up on the Wednesday because I'll be picking it up on the Xbox. But it comes out on the PlayStation 4 first, for some reason. But yeah. So yeah, I would say that is pretty much it, mate.
Yeah.
There's no point of us talking about what's coming in November for the fact that, there's probably one game that we should really talk about because we probably won't be doing a podcast until after that. Overkill's The Walking Dead is supposed to be coming out November the 6th. So what do you think of that? Are you looking forward to that one?
Yeah, that actually completely slipped my mind, but no, that really looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking forward to it because I think this is probably going to be apart from the Telltale series, I think this is going to be one of the best Walking Dead games that are going to be out, especially if Overkill's doing it. So if people don't know who Overkill are, they do the Payday games, and so they're some of the best cooperative games out there. So it'll be interesting to see with that. World of Final Fantasy Maxima is going to be coming out. That's the big thing about that is coming out on the Switch, because the last month they announced that a lot of the Final Fantasy games are going to be coming onto the Switch and Xbox, didn't they? So 7. So it's 7, 9, 10, and 10.2, and 12 is going to be coming out on the Xbox One and onto the Switch. And they're still not explaining to us why 8 isn't coming out. I think they've got some kind of legal battle with it or something. I don't know. I would have thought Square Enix owns Final Fantasy VIII. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, you know what? The rest, I think, we'll be doing a podcast before those. Yeah, I think we'll. Well, all I can say is keep an eye out for the top how many games we're going to. Most anticipated games of November. There's probably going to be 5 or 6 in that list this month coming up. But keep an eye out for that. So, mate, I don't feel there's any point of us saying what we've got planned coming up this month because I think we already talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we have Nights of Horror, and you have a 24-hour stream at the beginning of Nights of Horror. So, same again, what is that fundraising page that they can go to?
The fundraising page is www.
Just Giving.
Just Giving. Oh, why have you sprung that
I'm
on
sorry,
me?
mate. You knew I said that I was going to do this at the end again.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Let me just find it. It's where is it now? justgiving.com/fundraising/Ryan-McGill 3.
There we go. So yeah, if you can go there, you can donate to Mind, which, like we said, is going to be for 24 hours, and of course we will be advertising it throughout the whole of the Nights of Horror series this year, of course. Please give to it. Every penny counts.
It's worth it just to see me screaming.
It's worth just to see him scream. Just go and see the screaming. And I've, of course, got to do Shadows 2 now as well, by the sounds of things, which I'm really looking forward to now. I'm not going to last an hour with that. I couldn't last half an hour. I'm so not looking forward to that.
I will be watching that.
So yeah, hopefully later this week we'll give more times of what we're actually going to be doing for the Nights of Horror. But of course, keep an eye out that at Crave Your Game, of course. At Crave Your Game. That's our Twitter handle. It sounds weird, doesn't it?
I think you're slowly falling asleep.
I am slowly falling asleep, yes. So, of course, if you want to catch us, you can catch Ryan at mixer.com/I'm Ryan. Of course, that's where he'll be doing a 24-hour stream as well. You can catch me, you can catch at twitch.tv/GDW2007. Mixer.com/CraveYourGame, YouTube.com/CraveYourGames, and CraveTheGame.proboards.com, and of course at CraveYourGame. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it all, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Anyway, we're done. This podcast is longer than we thought it was going to be.
Yes.
So Ryan, thank you for joining me for this month. We will be back next month for some more gaming news, games that we've played, and of course games that we are looking forward to here at the CTG Podcast. Until then, thank you and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Why am I? Oh no, it is working. Just find out.